Welcome to our video on how to study maths effectively for class 10th. Maths can be a challenging subject, but with right strategies you can master it and excel in your exams. In this video we will share proven tips and techniques to help you understand complex concepts, solve problems with confidence, and develop a strong foundation for higher studies. Whether you are struggling with algebra, trigonometry or geometry, we have got it covered. Let's dive in and make maths your favorite subject.
Step number 1. Understand the syllabus. For example, if you are going on a war, then before that you should know the strategy of the opponent king, how the soldiers are arranged, what is the weak area or strong area about the king, etc. is needed to win a war, right? Similarly, before studying for the exam, you should know the syllabus of that subject. What type of questions is asked, from which chapters most questions are asked, or what is the weightage of the chapter. Review the syllabus to know what topics are covered. Step number 2. Break down the syllabus into topics. Now, after having the clarity about the syllabus, break down the chapters into smaller topics and subtopics. Like we don't have a whole cake at a time, we first cut it into small pieces and have it. Like that, divide your whole syllabus into chapters and chapters into topics and subtopics and then study it. For example, if you are studying a chapter, trigonometry, then it is divided into 3 topics. Topic number 1, Introduction to Trigonometry, which is subdivided into topics like trigonometric ratios of specific angles, complementary angles. Topic number 2, Trigonometric identities, in which subtopics are included as proof and application of basic identities. And topic number 3 is height and distance, which includes subtopics as angle of elevation and depression, simple problems involving one triangle. Step number 3. Study before the teacher teaches you. Always study before the lecture that the teacher is going to teach you, because if you are directly studying in the class, then you are newly introduced to the chapter and your brain won't be able to understand the chapter instantly and you won't be focused for a long time. For example, if your teacher is going to teach you real number, then study what is real number, natural number, whole number, integers, rational number and irrational number, etc. Step number 4. Study after teacher teaches. After attending the lecture, make notes from writing notes that you made during the lecture. Plus, read textbook and jot down important key points from it with the notes. And review this every day so that you don't forget it. We have to revise because our brain is made in such a way that it will forget if you don't revise daily. So make sure to have a specific hour of revision of previous lecture notes every day. Step number 5. Ask questions. I understand being anxious about it. I have anxiety myself sometimes, but there is nothing to worry about when asking questions in class. Step number 6. Use relatable examples. Relate the questions with your real life. For example, geometry. Use real objects to understand shapes and properties. For an instance, compare the area of your room, that is a rectangle, to the area of a circular table. Step number 7. Practice regularly. After solving your textbook, try to solve similar type of questions from other sources referred by your teacher. Solve different types of problems to understand the concepts thoroughly. Use past exam papers and sample questions. Step number 8. Visual aids. Visual aids can significantly enhance your understanding of mathematical concepts by making abstract ideas more concrete. For example, diagrams and graphs for geometry, flowcharts and mind maps for algebra and statistics. Whether it's past exams, classwork, homework, etc., pay attention to those mistakes so you remember not to make them later. Realize where you went wrong and now you can learn from it. Step number 10. Solve PYQs. Always solve 6 to 7 years PYQs, which means previous year questions. It will help you to understand the mind of examiner of what type of question is asked from which topic and weightage of the chapter. Memorize formulas. Formulas are literally how to get the answers. If you have get that memorized, you immediately have a way higher chance at getting the sums right. You can read over all the sums you want, but without knowing how to solve the problem when you are asked. Ensure that you know the basics. Yes, that does includes those timetables that you didn't learn when you were younger. Timetables, how to solve fractions, long division, any of the basics that you might struggling with, go over them because you will often need them. When you finish a topic, make a summary of the topic for you and study it. When you have studied this, you are more confident. Create a test or quiz about the topic to know how you well know it. If a topic is super easy and you get done before anyone else, use the free time to read ahead in your textbook and read other lessons to be ahead of class. Focus on all the topics, not just the ones that you are good at. Focus more on the topics that you are struggling with. Make sure you know algebra because it comes a lot, and don't tell yourself I'll skip this, it won't be in on exams. Attendance, try not to be absent, and if you are, try to catch up. You might think that the exam questions was something the class never learned, but it was most likely just your absence. Don't just forget about a topic just because the class isn't doing it anymore. Whether you looked it yesterday or a year ago, revise it. Practice questions, practice quizzes, your friend testing you, flashcards are all amazing ways to memorize maths.
So that's it for today's video. If you liked today's video, don't forget to give it a like, share and subscribe, and press the bell icon for getting the latest video notifications. Bye bye.